Yun. So, I'm gonna be making this a commentary video on my experience when I rode the new LRT1 extension from Baclaran Station papunta sa Dr. Santos or yung Sukat Station papuntang Parañaque. So, kaya ako nag-LRT for the first time doon kasi mula nung college ako hanggang Baclaran Station lang siya. And coming from the south, the only way going from Las Piñas to my school in Taft in Lasal is riding a bus in Alabang Zapote Road, dadaan ng coastal, and it will drop me off at Vita Cruz. And it has been almost a decade since I first started university, and ngayon graduate na ako, working na ako. And I can say is, wow, where was this 10 years ago? So, and napapasok lang sa isip ko na nanghihinayang ako na hindi ko naabutan itong trend na ito na maximize ko sana yung full potential ng new LRT from Dr. Santos and papuntang Taft. Kasi this is like literally less than 15 minutes from my childhood home in Las Piñas papunta dun sa station. And kung natuloy sana yung extension na papuntang Las Piñas, papuntang Bacoor, papuntang Cavite, laking tulong sana sa mga biyahe tulad ng mga taga-south na katulad ko. And yung experience ko, ang smooth. It's very scenic and it's very breathtaking na yung train is dadaan siya ng Baclaran Church, dadaan siya ng Ross Boulevard, makikita may mga flyover dyan sa NAIA Expressway, dadaan siya ng Cavitex, ng coastal, and super scenic lang talaga. Sobrang nice ng view. And feel ko sobrang breathtaking ng view na to kapag sunset na, kasi feel ko mas kita dun yung golden hour, diba? And napansin ko na the ride wasn't 100% smooth as I thought it would be. Medyo mabagal yung takbo, and there was occasional stopping from the segment ng Baclaran papuntang Redemptorist Station, which is fine kasi sobrang tight lang ng curve na yon. And sobrang ikli ng pagitan ng Baclaran Station tsaka ng Redemptorist Station. The two stations are too close to one another. And what I thought interesting is that the PTEX station or the Asiana station, it's like an interchange station papunta sa mga buses, sa mga bus terminal dun sa baba. Pero hindi ako bumaba nun kasi election day ako sumakay ng ng train. And masasabi ko is ito yung tinatawag natin na interoperable public transportation. Pag sinabi natin interoperable public transportation, ito yung pwede ka lumipat from one mode of transportation tulad ng kunyari ng tren, tapos lilipat ka sa bus terminal ng madali. Like kunyari, galing ako ng LRT1, tapos sasakay ako ng bus papuntang Batangas or papuntang Bicol, pwede ako sumakay ng tren anywhere in Metro Manila papuntang PTEX station, tapos I'll take the bus to wherever I need to go. Yun ang meaning ng interoperable. So it's a good start of implementing that. And napaisip ko din na mas konti yung ridership sa LRT1 nung araw na yon for some reason, kasi ang daming bumaba ng EDSA station kasi it's still a Monday pero holiday siya and election day. So I'm guessing mas maraming tao na sumasakay sa LRT1 during rush hours on actual days. Siguro add ko na rin na maaliwalas din yung itsura ng mga station dun sa mga bago kasi medyo bago pa, lalo dun sa Dr. Santos station. Like, it's very spacious, it's plenty of turnstiles, plenty of room to breathe while waiting for your train or waiting sa sundo sa baba. And another good of interoperable transportation ay dun sa baba sa labas ng Dr. Santos or Sukat station, which is may mga minibuses dun na naghihintay. I'm not 100% sure kung saan papunta yung mga yun, pero somewhere sa Parañaque na siya, medyo naligaw ako. So from Dr. Santos Station pupunta sa voting precinct ko dyan sa Las Piñas, sumakay na lang ako ng angkas kasi I can't afford to wait. Kasi masyado na matagal yung pila. The last time na nag-vote ako dyan sa Las Piñas. So, I just took an angkas, move it, to be honest. And bayad na lang ako ng 80 pesos sa rider. And ayun, so hindi pa siya 100% perfect kasi wala pang direct transportation from Dr. Santos Station pupunta sa Las Piñas. I have no idea kung ano nangyari doon sa progress between Dr. Santos Sukat Station papuntang Las Piñas. Pero may malaking flyover doon sa may baba ng tramo road doon sa may dulo ng Las Piñas. So instead na intersection siya, may flyover na nasa taas. And I didn't understand what was the point of that flyover. Kasi konti lang namang gumagamit. Tapos majority pa rin ng traffic na sa baba. So I'm guessing na kapag normal traffic days, ang traffic niya pa rin yan sa baba regardless. So I see that flyover as a band-aid solution to Las Piñas' traffic, and at the same time, it's not helping the progress dun sa LRT1 station. Kasi ang nakita ko dun sa parang plan ng LRT1 extension is yung station na Las Piñas, lampas pa siya onte papunta dun sa may Cavitex side. And I have no idea kung ano nang gagawin nilang plan about it. Kung dyan pa rin ba sa gitna ng C5 extension, idadaan ba nila sa gilid. And I'm concerned about dun sa dami ng trees na baka maapektuhan ng pagbago ng right of way ng LRT papuntang Las Piñas. So, ayun, yun na naman ang thoughts ko. Kasi sobrang congested na lang Las Piñas. Alabang Zapote Road is one of the most congested roads sa Metro Manila. It's like the EDSA of the South. And wala pa rin naiisip na long-term solution on how to resolve traffic sa Las Piñas itself. And to be frank, yung Las Piñas station is too far from the city center ng Las Piñas. So kahit bumaba ka ng LRT station ng Las Piñas, you still have to find your way papunta ng Alabang Zapote Road. You have to ride a bus or a jeep just to get to City Hall, for example, or South Mall, or papunta sa CAA sa may papuntang BF Resort. So nasa nasa northwest side ng Las Piñas yung station na yan, diba? What else? Thoughts ko, I would definitely ride the LRT1 extension daily kung nagko-commute pa ako, kung taga Las Piñas pa ako. And sobrang ganda lang ng view. Like, imagine coming home from work, you're on your way home, tapos makikita mo yung ganyang scenic na view. I mean, it's nice na commuters are still gonna be benefiting from it. Pero naisip ko sa mga other projects din, like yung MRT subway, napagsama ko, MRT 7, Metro Manila subway. For me, commuters have to wait longer pa just for it to be finished and be fully operational. So, gaano katagal pang hintayin ng mga taong bayan para magamit ng 100% yung mga rail transportation projects natin. Kasi a single extension ng LRT pa lang, it takes years, even half or at least a decade for it to be fully operational. So nakapanghinayang lang na we have to wait that long kasi sobrang car-centric ng Pilipinas, let alone Metro Manila, to the point na people need vehicles to get to their destinations when it should be the other way around, na dapat public transportation ang kailangan. So ang key takeaway ko lang naman kasi dito is as long as yung mga nakaupo sa gobyerno natin ay hindi nagko-commute, hindi nila naiintindihan yung struggles ng mga ordinary commuter, they will not prioritize public transportation. Nakaupo lang sila sa kanilang mga air-conditioned na sasakyan, naka-VIP lane sa EDSA, or nakawangwang, naka-bulletproof na Land Cruiser, ganun. So, yun. So, ang isip ko lang, kasi since election day din ako sa Makina LRT, the people who we vote for will make or break our public transportation system. They can either improve it or neglect it. So, naisip ko lang sa susunod na elections, ang piliin natin na mananalo as president, vice president, senate, even down to the local local government level down to the LGUs is dapat tutulong sa pag-improve ng public transportation natin. We don't need skyways. We don't need another skyway. We don't need another expressway passing through Metro Manila. We need mass transportation. Kasi ang makikinabang dyan is yung mga libo-libong commuters na gumagamit ng transportation papunta at pauwi sa kanilang mga trabaho at paaralan. So, yun na naman ang key takeaways ko in riding the LRT1 extension papuntang Dr. Santos. It's more than just a ride. It's a political statement na dapat mag-scale up and mag-improve talaga ng gusto ang ating public transportation system natin. Ayun lang po. So, enjoy the rest of the clips dito sa train ride. Nagmahal din pala yung LRT fare. Pero, nag-top up na lang ako ng onte sa beep card ko. Yun. And also yung Ninoy Aquino Station, sobrang misleading niya. Kasi Ninoy Aquino Avenue siya. Pero hindi siya Ninoy Aquino International Airport. So, they should clarify kung sa station ba talaga papunta yun or hindi. They should remove yung mga formerly named stations para ng Dr. Santos. Formerly Sukat. Like, kakabuild pa na ng station, bakit may formerly Sukat agad? Just call it Sukat Station and call it a day. Diba? So, yun na naman, for consistency purposes and to prevent confusion among commuters, dapat ayusin nila yung naming convention ng mga stations. Yun na, maliwalas pa yung itsura ng mga station dyan. Yun lang. Medyo mainit nga lang sa labas ng station. Pero, it gets you from point A to point B. And, dun sa dulo, yung parang turn back ng mga train na pupunta at paalis ng station.